When you leave home in the morning and return in the evening, how many cars did you see? Most likely, one out of every three vehicles you saw was actually making money for a single company. On one side, a modest Skoda. On the other, the pinnacle of luxury, a Bentley. On one side, the Italian stallion Lamborghini. On the other, a Swedish Scania truck. On one side, a Bugatti breaking speed records. On the other, a Golf cruising through city streets. They all have different logos, different identities, and different histories, yet they are all gathered under one giant umbrella, the Volkswagen Group. So how did a factory founded in the 1930s to produce nothing more than the people's car, reduced to ruins after the war, and rejected by the British as worthless, become the largest collector in the automotive world today? This is not just a story about selling cars. It is a story of smart strategies, family feuds, aggressive acquisitions, and a visionary named Ferdinand Porsche. Get ready. We are examining the arms of this massive octopus spreading from Wolfsburg to the world, and the rise of an empire. The foundations of this empire were laid during one of the darkest periods in history. In the 1930s, Adolf Hitler wanted an affordable and durable automobile that every German family could own. For this project, the brilliant engineer Ferdinand Porsche was appointed, and in 1937, Volkswagen was established. The goal was to produce only one thing: the Volkswagen Beetle. However, with the outbreak of war, dreams collapsed. The factory shifted to military vehicle production and was devastated by Allied bombings. When the war ended in 1945, the Volkswagen factory was in ruins. Located in the British occupation zone, it was considered worthless by major manufacturers, including Ford. That was the turning point. British officer Ivan Hurst saw the factory's potential, cleared the debris, repaired the production lines, and restarted Beetle production. This small, round, air-cooled car suddenly became the engine of Germany's post-war economic miracle. By the 1950s, Volkswagen was expanding globally with a single model, but this was only the beginning. In the 1960s, Beetle sales had filled the company's coffers, yet the technology was becoming outdated. Air-cooled engines were no longer sufficient. Volkswagen needed new blood, a new technology. In 1964, Volkswagen acquired Auto Union from Daimler-Benz. The company's emblem consisted of four interlocking rings. Audi. When Volkswagen bought Audi, its initial aim was simply to use the factory's production capacity. Audi engineers were even ordered not to develop their own cars, but the engineers secretly developed modern, water-cooled, front-wheel drive vehicles. When the project was revealed, Volkswagen management was surprised, but they liked what they saw. This technology later formed the foundation of the Volkswagen Golf and Passat models and changed the brand's destiny. The acquisition of Audi was the first and most critical step in Volkswagen's transformation from a car manufacturer into a group. The architect of the group's vast modern structure was Ferdinand Porsche. When he became CEO in 1993, the company was in trouble. There were quality issues and high costs. Porsche was ruthless but strategic. He perfected the platform strategy, using the same underlying structure to serve different segments through different brands. On the Volkswagen Golf platform came models such as the Skoda Octavia, Seat Leon, and Audi A3. The foundations were the same, the upper bodies were different. This strategy dramatically reduced costs and allowed the group to reach every customer segment. Volkswagen first incorporated Seat, positioning it as a sporty, youthful brand with a Mediterranean spirit. Then, after the fall of the Iron Curtain, it acquired the privatized Škoda Auto. Once a brand that was mocked and underestimated, Škoda was reborn with German engineering and became one of the group's most profitable brands. The year 1998 went down as Volkswagen's wildest shopping spree. Bentley was acquired, while the Rolls-Royce brand ultimately went to BMW after legal proceedings. The rights to the bankrupt Bugatti were purchased, and as an engineering showcase, the Bugatti Veyron was produced. Shortly after, Lamborghini was acquired through Audi. German discipline met Italian passion, and the brand entered the most stable period in its history. Volkswagen was now producing cars for both the masses and the wealthy. The most dramatic move, however, involved Porsche. In the mid-2000s, Porsche attempted to acquire Volkswagen and secretly accumulated shares. But the 2008 financial crisis reversed the plan. Debt overwhelmed Porsche, and in the end, Volkswagen rescued and fully integrated Porsche in 2012. The hunter had become the hunted. Volkswagen's appetite was not limited to automobiles. By acquiring the Swedish Scania and the German MAN, it built a powerful presence in the heavy commercial vehicle market. In 2012, through Audi, it also acquired the legendary Italian motorcycle brand Ducati. Today, the Volkswagen Group is a giant structure with more than 100 factories and over 600,000 employees worldwide. The 2015 Dieselgate scandal was the biggest crisis in its history, but thanks to its brand diversity, the group managed to survive. Now the course has shifted toward an electric future. With the ID series from Volkswagen, the Taycan from Porsche, and the e-tron from Audi, the group aims to remain a key player in the automotive world of tomorrow. Founded by Hitler's order, kept alive by the vision of a British officer, and transformed into an empire by Ferdinand Porsche's ambition, Volkswagen's story is one of capitalism's greatest lessons. To grow, it is not enough to sell more. You must acquire the right brand at the right time with the right strategy. From the people's car to the king's cars, Volkswagen has planted its flag in every corner of the automotive world. And today, when you decide to buy a car, whether you realize it or not, there is a high chance your path will lead to Wolfsburg.